elimination may ultimately happen for Aaron Rodgers on the Green Bay Packers roster. We've talked about the awkward situation, the fact that the contract as currently constructed allows the Packers to have year-to-year flexibility so they could flip to Jordan Love after this year if they want to. Aaron Rodgers may want something that binds the two sides together for 2 years so he doesn't have to worry about whether or not the Packers want him for next year. Charles Woodson, incoming Hall of Famer, Defensive Player of the Year, member of that Super Bowl 45 championship team in Green Bay. He was on CBS Sports Radio last night with Zach Gelb. Here's what Woodson had to say about the relationship between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
I think it's one of those situations where, there's all this, this talk, swirling around him in Green Bay. And, I think it could be one of those situations where it gets nasty at some point somehow in a back and forth between, the Packers and Aaron's agents. And then, before you know it, somehow the thing gets blown up. So, I certainly hope that doesn't happen. But, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I mean? So this could be a situation where before you know it, somebody makes a play or makes some kind of offer, for Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay can't refuse and say, we'll go our separate ways. He wants to be somewhere else. And we'll go on with the future of the team.
Woodson also pointed out plenty of great players, as we know, have finished their careers somewhere else. He left twice during his career, so it does happen. And he said he thinks that Aaron Rodgers will finish his career somewhere else. And I tend to think the fact that they used a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick last year, packaged them together to move up to get Jordan Love, and didn't have those two players that could have helped them maybe beat the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game, maybe beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I almost think at some level it makes the Packers more determined to flip the switch to Jordan Love at some point. I don't think they did that so they have an asset they can trade later, like Jimmy Garoppolo when he was traded by the Patriots. They made that move. They abandoned that mantra of our goal is to win the Super Bowl now. Our goal is to win the Super Bowl now, to go out and get a guy who would help them be relevant and competitive later at the position. And you don't do that and not use it. You've made that move. You've taken the criticism. I think it makes you more determined to use the guy at some point, whether it's 22 or 23. Clearly, it's not 21 because Aaron Rodgers was the MVP. But if there's any slippage at all this year, that's when all bets are off for 2022, and that's when Rodgers could be traded and Jordan Love is given the job. And I think Aaron Rodgers knows it, and if he doesn't get a contract that ties those sides together for 21 and 22, the door is open for Aaron Rodgers to be the one walking out.
Well, and it's the same thing that happened to Brett Favre when Aaron Rodgers came in, right? It's the exact same scenario that happened. And, I've said this all along, and Aaron Rodgers said the same thing when he was promoting Jeopardy last week, was that the timeline for the Packers changed when he won the MVP award, when he completed almost 71% of his passes and threw 48 touchdowns last year and won the MVP award. Because I think the Packers' plan was to move on from Aaron Rodgers after this year, after 2020, this offseason. And he changed that plan because he was so good, because he played with that chip on his shoulder after they took Jordan Love. Right, Mike? And Warren Moon, if we go back a week or two, Warren Moon said the same thing, something very, very similar about Russell Wilson in Seattle. So you think about it, we could have Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson change teams after this year going into next year. And if that happens, it will be incredible 3 years of quarterbacks changing teams. Unbelievable, unprecedented, I would say.
And I don't think we're going to look back on it as some sort of an aberration. I think it's the new normal in the NFL with all these young quarterbacks coming in, with teams embracing what they did at the college level and having success right away. And that desire to find a guy that's going to be your future for 10, 15 years. If you get lucky, maybe longer than that. We're going to see these veteran quarterbacks churn more than ever before. We saw it this year. We saw it last year. We'll see it next year. We'll probably see it the year after.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.